opening her the first day after the first night. And look at that poo, that liquid. So Lola is a surrender from Bloemfontein. I was contacted by someone who said their friend needed to rehome their Lorikeet, and they kind of thought their only option was to give her to a pet shop, which we obviously don't want, because then you never know where these birds end up, who will just buy it without doing any research, especially for such a specialized parrot like a Lorikeet. And so the friend took her in temporarily until we could transport her down here to PE with me. And this is day one. She was dropped off last night and we just kind of immediately put her to bed after a long day. And here we are this morning. So here's her cage set up. And then we've got her nectar in the bowl in the front and some chop at the back. There's a lot of misinformation about Lorikeet diet out there. And even last night, I suddenly panicked and I was like, wait, do I actually know what I can feed this bird? There's also a misconception that they don't need fresh water because of their nectar diet, but no, they do. They need water just like every other bird. She was apparently dewormed and got a vitamin injection in January. It's now March, or the end of March. But I still want to take her to the vet, just to check up. She is a bit skinny, and I think that's just because her diet was extremely limited. Again, just due to misinformation. Yeah, and her wings, I don't know what's going on there. It looks like it's kind of clipped, but she can sort of fly with it. I don't quite know. I need the vet to check that out and maybe just correct the clip. Someone had a bath. Cage is sopping wet. So that's her water bowl, but I'm going to swap it with this bigger one that I have for the cockatiels. I've heard that Lorikeets like bathing a lot. So yes, look at that cutie. I'm busy cleaning Lola's cage. It is a mission. You have to wipe down every bar individually. And look at this. This is only a few days worth, and also I've like half started trying to clean it up. You have to pressure wash a Lorikeet's cage every week if you want to own a Lorikeet. Also, look at this mess. This happened in one day. Because what I specifically noted, I was like, wow, there's not so much mess around her cage. I must be getting lucky with the Lorikeet. There was a little bit of food from the cockatiels. As soon as I thought that, she went and sprayed nectar everywhere. So I have to clean that up now. Yeah, it's a lot of work. You also have to change the newspaper every day, because she also loves bathing almost every day. Which I've heard is common with Lorikeets. So you have to change the newspaper, otherwise it gets, it stays wet and then it affects your cage quality. You don't want it to now start rusting the base and lifting the paint and everything. If you can afford it, I would genuinely recommend using puppy pads that it can absorb and not deteriorate your cage over time. And yeah, like I said, you gotta pressure wash this. Look at this. This is only a couple days worth of mess, and she's being quite entertaining while I wipe, and she comes up to me. I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing? What are you doing? She's not biting hard, but I'm also not willing to try and let her continue too much, and then she does bite me hard. What are we doing? We're on our back now. Oh, what are we doing? Come, would you? Ooh, would you? What are we doing? What are we doing? Rawr. It's like pinching my skin. The lighting might be a bit off, but Lola does a thorough bath. She is really wet all over. Hey, and I just cleaned your cage and now our cage is sopping wet. Hey Lola. Here's the cage that I cleaned this morning. See, wet where she had a bath. That's what the poo is. That's what the poo is. And here is the culprit. Let's play with the toy. Let's play with the toy. Play with the toy. Hurt my fingers. Play with the toy. So I bought these puppy training pads for Lola, 60 by 60, because her cage gets too soggy. I got it at Absolute Pets. Yeah. So here, it fits perfectly. It fits so perfectly. And there she is. We'll check in tonight to see how it's worked, because the problem is she soaks the newspaper every single day and it's going to eventually damage the base because there's constantly water there, and eventually it could lift the powder coating and start rusting the cage. So I needed something to protect the cage better. So it's a few hours later and we'll see what happens tomorrow morning when I change this. But so far I guess it looks good, because I can see the poop is sitting on top. So the liner is really stopping it from, from going past it and, I don't know, wetting the tray, which is obviously not good. I see there's poo there. I cannot keep up with this child. Look at this mess. I try to wipe this nonsense down. It's so hard. So it's the next day, 24 hours of having this liner on. The water is yellow because it's got multivitamins in. And this liner looks like it worked great. You can see how the poo is sitting on top. Hello, Lola. It's sitting on top versus being soaked in, like when it is with the newspaper, and that's why the newspaper gets so wet and it makes this a whole damp situation. So I'm going to replace it now and see if the tray underneath is wet at all. The tray underneath is dry. It is dry. It's great news. So the liner, I got poop on my hands, well, nectar. The liner works fabulously, and I could feel that it was full of water because it felt like the way a full nappy would feel. Like you can feel it's soaked up liquid. Hello, Lola. Hello. This is how we play. Good morning. I just wanted to show you, this is the first time I've seen her throw her toys out from the foraging box. So that's cool. Maybe she's starting to learn what foraging is. Also, all the poo is over here today. It's not spread out. She obviously sat in one place just the whole day. Hey, Lola. Is it playtime? Is it playtime? Hello. Copy crab. Is it copy crab? Is it copy crab? Wee! Lola, copy crab, copy crab, copy crab. Time for the birds to go to the vet. Lola, she needs to just get her final vet check so I can make her available for adoption. And also I just want to check with the vet if she is skinny, but probably not. And we got Nielsen Pearl, cuties there, they're also available for adoption. And then got my own little bird Foxy in there. My car's a bit small, I gotta squeeze them in. I think Lorikeet's are going to be a case of status birds because I just mopped here. I just mopped here. And this happens. Like, do you guys understand when I say these birds are messy? And you have to have a passion. You have to have a passion for this species. I just pressure washed the cage, and at first I panicked. At first I was panicking because the dirt was not coming off. But I got, I would say, 97% off, I hope. Kind of, it looks like. Obviously there are a few little spots, but otherwise it came off pretty good. There was a lot of dirt over here. A lot of nectar porridge stuck there. This was a very, very long overdue wash. But it's because my pressure washer has issues sometimes. But today it worked 100%. Yeah, still some dirt. Anyway, I gotta dry this off. And we've put Lola back. So the sheet was changed last night. That's why there's a little bit of poo there. I just put the sheet back. I'm not gonna waste the whole sheet. But it looks good. I've put everything back in the exact same layout. Oh boy, how long it will be until this is an absolute disaster again. So you've been watching Lola's video, and I must say I'm very shocked that those entire 15 minutes or whatever the case is she's pretty quiet in that video, and it makes you think she's a quiet bird, but she is not. We had a fundraiser at the Heatherbank Cricket Club a little while ago, and she was noisy the entire day. She was non-stop noisy, and everyone else was like, so glad I'm not fostering her. But you know, me and Lola, I've had to listen to your noise. I actually had someone who had adopted from us previously come meet Lola yesterday, have a meet and greet because she was interested. And I kind of knew that Lola wouldn't be a good fit for them because of her noise. And these people own a guest house, so she would be quite disruptive. And kind of as soon as they walked in, it was like immediately no. Immediately they knew she was too noisy. But it's all good. They're going to adopt other birds from us, so that's not a problem. But I really don't like how quiet she's being now when I need to show people what they're getting into. Lola, what are you doing? You are false advertising how cute and well-behaved you are. You're really false advertising here. I just don't want Lola to be adopted because she's very pretty, but not, have the person realize the dedication that she needs. They need to give her a really good diet with a lot of fruit, a lot of variety. Make sure she's always got nectar. Make sure she's always got clean water to drink and bath in. Make sure her environment isn't dirty, poo everywhere. And that they won't have neighbors or something that's going to be bothered by her noise. I just really want the best for her, and it mustn't be a case of, she's a pretty bird, I want her. She's very sassy. She's so dramatic. You would have seen the clips of me like play wrestling with her. She is really something, and she's really special, and I really need someone to adopt her, to understand her fully.